Good morning, it's Miss Cool with no makeup on, in the raw, natural, till I get my makeup on. So let's talk this morning. You're going to see the transformation before your very eyes, like they do on a lot of tutorials, which I don't do. I'm not the best person to put makeup on or teach anybody, but if it's my thing and I can accept everything else going on in the world, and be kind and loving to people that are different than me. For those of you watching that think makeup's stupid or whatever you might think, I like it and I'm putting it on, okay? So anyway, and it protects my face with the sun too if you're like anti-sun, cancer and stuff like that. There's other reasons people do things. So, but like I said, accepting and transformations, trust me, we need to accept. So the George Floyd trial is over. And today's Planet Earth. Happy Planet Earth. So Miss Cool basically has transformed into half Republican, half Democrat, and looks like in the middle progressive. The reason I say progressive is because I didn't even give it thought, but I stopped eating cows and lambs and pigs a while back. Save a life, eat a plant burger. And I think it's really cool if you're able to do that. Okay, but like I said, you know, I'm not going to judge everybody for that. But for me, that's what's happening right now on that. Is my camera foggy or is it just my face? Let's check it out. Let's see. Yeah, that looks a little better. So anyway, you'll watch a transformation here right now. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Planet Earth. This morning was able to watch a show on television. I grew up in Florida and California, but mostly California, LA. So in LA right now, they are taking black, well, I wouldn't say black, I'm going to call it what it is, it's brown. Brown toilet water, transforming it into drinking water. Okay, it's I can't believe the scientists and these scientists. They're taking the water because there's a huge drought in California. They're taking the water out there and they're turning it into drinking water. They went and did the whole process, which I was so amazed. Completely proud of what's going on with Earth Green, and it is Planet Day again. And I'm like, wow, this is so cool. So they went through the whole thing in these big places and plants where they take the dirty toilet water and shower water so you don't get so grossed out. And they turn it into drinking water, okay? Especially for big cities with droughts because they're buying water from Nevada and the dams and different things in Nevada and stuff because they don't have any water in California. So, and they want to save on it. But going through all these different things, and you'll have to check it out, it's very interesting for me to watch. And I'm for it. It's just kind of hard when you get to the end of it and the person hands you a clear glass of water and says, go ahead and drink this. Because it's toilet water and shower water that they've redone, you know. But back to what I'm saying here, little eyeliner. I find it interesting what's going on with the Earth and planet and the solar and the sun power. I think sun power is really, really cool. Everything that's happening right now, though we're taking a lot of our elements and stuff out of the earth to make the batteries for the electric cars and the solar panels, that does need to be mentioned because it's not completely energy, you know, element free is what I'm trying to say here, that we are still using parts of the earth to make these products, but of course that's less as well. But it's very interesting to me to get on here and talk about the things, how I've changed. You know, plant burgers are good. It's interesting about the world and how they're transforming this Los Angeles toilets and shower water into drinking water. I think it's wonderful. It's hard to believe when you watch it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And I'm doing this pretty quick here. here, most of the chicks wear eyelashes. That's kind of an old school thing that came back for quite a while now. I've never really worn eyelashes. I think they'd be fun if I tried them, though. If it makes you feel better, do it. But it's really interesting what's going on with the George Floyd situation, too. What I don't understand is I've lost a few friends or people that I actually was on a, like, at least conversation with. And I can see where I've come from on this backward thinking, as thinking that, you know, that there isn't racism or it's hyped up or overdone. I got news for everybody. It's still happening. It's just a different form. You know, white people aren't making people pick cotton, but they sure aren't treating black people right. They've suffered, and you know, the people are getting really upset, saying there's no excuse and stuff for black people to get mad. They have as much opportunity as anybody else. Well, with that in mind, you know, what is happening here? I mean, the trial really changed my life. And when George Floyd's daughter said, "My daddy changed the world," she was absolutely right. He did change the world. And if you can't see it, and you don't have a heart to find the balance in your life with what the Democrats are saying and with what Republicans are saying, and they call it a mob, you know. Oh, the mob's outside. They're going to burn the city down and do this and do that if we don't, you know, find him guilty. Come on. Can somebody step up and say the cop was wrong? I believe he was a racist. Just turn it around. Just look at life how it really is. You know? I got a lot to say, but it's sad when people can't transform. If they can take toilet water and shower water and make it so you can drink that again, shouldn't we be able to change our mindset and our hearts? You know, shouldn't we be able to say, hey, you know, I'm just going to think about it today. I'm going to think about racism. I'm going to think about the earth today. I'm going to think about a cow that's just walking around in a field, you know, and taking their life because I'm hungry. You know, I'm not saying you got to go crazy about it, but think about it. Give it some thought for your health, for your life, and what you are taking in. You know, I'm really grateful for learning and being able to change at 64 years old. Because if we're not able to change, then, you know, we can't keep doing things the same way, you know. If there's a better way, wouldn't we want that? So it's Miss Cool coming on here today. Kind of a little bit jumping around here, a little bit different talking and stuff. But what I want to say is it's Earth Day. Think about the planet. I get on Fox News and I get on MSN, and to be honest with you, I'm irritated with Fox News. And some of the people I followed for a while, okay? Candace, you know, God bless you, and I hope one day your kids or somebody that you know isn't addicted to drugs or opiates or has struggles with anything, you know, because we need to have more choices than killing someone, okay? Derek Chauvin had more choices that day than putting his knee on George's neck. And so did the other officers, pushing him and pulling him over with a gun in his face and screaming at him and saying the F-bomb constantly. Nobody needs to be treated like that. I don't care what your past is. You're not a police officer. And they say they wear that badge by their heart. And I heard George kind of kicked it aside or moved it somehow. But, you know, God rest his soul. And Derek Chauvin, you know, if you were to say you're sorry, you better write everybody in this world and planet a letter. What you did that day in front of so many people. But for a person to stand up and say they're guilty of that, that's going to be the only freedom for him. You know. He's not going to be walking outside today or drinking any coffee or going to his favorite restaurant or driving a car making love. But either is Brother George. So, you know, we have to think about a lot of things, don't we, in this life? It's how we handle them, right? I'm a little critical sometimes. And I should be more critical of myself. But I'll be the first one to admit I'm not perfect and I do a lot of things wrong. And it's taken a lot of years to change. But I'll tell you what, George Floyd and Derek Chauvin, he had other choices that day than to treat him that way. Okay? And the choices weren't made. Let's make some good choices today in our life. Be patient with one another. Be thankful for what you have. And make a difference in somebody's life. Sometimes I have to use tough love. I have a few friends and people come at me with their ideas. And if I bounce back and tell them what I think about that they could learn and do, they get upset. So try not to get upset when you're learning something new or trying something some other way. Just give it a shot. And it's Planet Earth Day, and I can't believe I actually cannot believe, you know, that they're taking toilet water and shower water, making drinking water. And people are just really on high alert about it because Singapore and other places, they want to do it. So we've come a long way in this life, and racism is alive and well. It was on the day that George Floyd was murdered, because color does have something to do with how we treat one another, doesn't it? So God bless you today, and let's have a great day. And it's Pamela saying, let's transform, all right? Let's try to kind of push back something right. Pay it forward in some way or another with acts of kindness and love, and let's forgive ourselves for the mistakes we've made, because we're ever changing. And it's Pamela saying, have a great day. Later.